I just finished a giant project, and I kind of don't know what to do now. Welcome back once again to the library, readers and rapscallions. Leo the library cat is going to join us once more. Hello, Leonard. But yeah, so like the intro says and the thumbnail suggests, I finally finished A Memory of Light. 14 books in the Wheel of Time. I have been reading this series on and off for like 2 years now, and it's finally over. What a ride. What an incredible ride. Series has its ups and its downs. I'm going to do a full kind of recap, kind of what I thought. Hopefully I'll be able to make that into a little bit of a longer video. But yeah, now I kind of don't know what to do with myself. So I know we're halfway through June. I figure I'll kind of just talk about what I'm going to try to get to and read for the rest of the month of June. I think it's sort of while I'm working out the details of the video I want to make about Wheel of Time. And yeah, so I guess this will be my June TBR for the next 2 weeks that are left in the month. I don't even know how many of these I'm going to finish, but we'll talk about them anyway. First up on the list of books for June is going to be I, Claudius by Robert Graves. This is a historical fiction I've actually had on my shelf for a good long while, and I'm really excited to finally get to it. So the reason why this one's interesting is it's about the Roman Empire, which like every American man has some kind of interest in the Roman Empire, whether we admit to it or not. And I just like history, and I'm pretty sure this will be my first like real experience dipping my toes into historical fiction. This one's written like it is sort of like a personal diary of the Emperor Claudius, translated into English. So it's written as if it is he, the emperor, talking and creating a story about his life, kind of for posterity. So the format of it is actually rather informal. I think from what I've heard, it's pretty Game of Thronesy in that like it's super into the political machinations, and you kind of have to work a little bit to know what all the names are. And he's a figure in Roman history I don't know a great deal about. I mean, you think about the big names. You got Julius Caesar. He wasn't an emperor, but he's accepting religious leaders might be like the single most influential human being who ever lived. You got Augustus. Everyone knows Nero. And then, I mean, I've heard the names like Justinian, Trajan, Constantine, Caligula, Hadrian, but I just kind of knew the name Claudius. I don't really know a whole lot about the guy. I understand this is George R. R. Martin's one of George R. R. Martin's one of his favorite books. So it'll be interesting to see kind of the influence that had on Game of Thrones. It's not terribly long, so hopefully I'll be able to finish it in a few days. I'll give you guys my thoughts as soon as that happens. For the next one on the list, I have Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is the compendium edition with all 3 volumes in it. I'm not going to be reading the whole thing. I shamefully have not finished Lord of the Rings yet. I've read Fellowship, so this is going to be 2 Towers. Fellowship is broken, and Frodo and Sam are making their way into Mordor. Merry and Pippin have been kidnapped by orcs, and Gimli, Legolas, and Aragorn are trying to find them. We get to meet Theoden. Gandalf the White shows up. I feel like you kind of can't spoil this one because every fantasy fan has at least significant familiarity with the story of Lord of the Rings if they haven't read it. I am beyond excited to get to Helm's Deep and read about that. Yeah, so this one's, I'm super pumped for more Tolkien. I really enjoyed Fellowship. It just kind of took me a while to get back around to be in the mindset of reading more. And it's also a really nice addition to it. I think it's got like some it's got illustrations in it too. So I mean, this is one of the ones from Fellowship. I have to check what year this one's from, but I wanted to get a compendium edition of Lord of the Rings trilogy because it was originally intended to be published as 1 volume, and Tolkien's publisher had him break it up. So I kind of feel like this is how it was meant to be read. But yeah, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. Next up is going to be Boy's Life by Robert McCammon. I think perhaps of all the books I'm reading this month, this one might be the one I'm most excited for. I read Swan Song by McCammon probably about a year ago, and that was kind of a complete out of the blue. I just was in the mood for something post-apocalyptic, and the cover looked nice, and I was just blown away. That book was amazing, and I've been wanting to read more McCammon ever since. And then I heard about Boy's Life, and a lot of people, that is their favorite McCammon book, so points there. And it has a vibe like Sandlot or like It, where it's kind of the big coming of age thing, that one summer that changes everything, in the life of an adolescent on the cusp of adulthood. Those kinds of coming of age stories, they're very niche, but I do enjoy them a great deal. Gives a little bit of that nostalgia. It's got some kind of supernatural elements from what I understand. It's in the civil rights era in the Deep South, so that's going to be an interesting angle to take. With some books like these, I do like to go in kind of as blind as possible. I just need to know the bare minimums to understand this is going to be a book within my wheelhouse that's going to catch my interest, something that I'm going to be interested in. So other than what I just described about the book, I don't really know a lot about it. I think I heard somewhere that it's kind of like connected smaller stories that fit into a larger narrative. I'm not positive about that though. I'm really just looking forward to more McCammon. Swan Song was just so amazing, and apparently this one is even better. So I'm very pumped for this one. And last but not least, a Pulitzer winner, Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. This is a little bit of a bigger one, so I'm not positive I'm going to finish it this month. This is probably going to take me into June, but it's a famous miniseries, and a lot of people who've read this is their favorite book. Some people call it the Great American Novel. Lonesome Dove is broad strokes. Again, I like to go into these somewhat blind, but broad strokes is two men from Texas who effectively are on a cattle drive to Montana, and that's the whole story. And that might be a little bit boring. This is going to be the first Western I've ever read, I think. I like Western movies. I don't think I've ever read any Western books, but anyway. But there's lots of nuance to that. It's heavily about the characters and about their relationships. I hear McMurtry is an astonishing character writer. I'm a big character first guy. If a story is amazing but the characters are bland or unlikable, I'm not going to get as much joy out of the book. And one of the things I've heard about Lonesome Dove is that you'll literally have chapters or sections of them sitting around the campfire and talking to each other and discussing life, and you're just hooked because the characters are so amazing. I'm really, really looking forward to this one. I read Pulitzer winners before, but I can't remember any of them. And like I said, a lot of people call this the Great American Novel, so we'll see how this goes. I'm so hoping this is going to be as life-changing as it has been for a couple of people I've talked to that have also read this book. So I'm definitely going to have a separate video review for Lonesome Dove. Tune in for that when that comes. Yeah, guys, so what is that, 4 books? 4 books for the month of June following A Memory of Light. I have a couple of smaller projects I'm going to be working on, but the next big thing is going to be, ideally, that's going to be the Wheel of Time video and the wrap-up related to that, because that has been a long time coming. And I'll give a little bit of context in that video, but it is going to forever, even if it turned out to not stick the landing, it will forever be a significant series for me. And yeah, I got 4 more books to finish for the month of June. We'll see how that goes. Tune in to, I guess, sometime in July to catch my thoughts on those. And we'll see you next time.